Hi, welcome to my class website, our class hub, Mrs. Sokolowski's third grade learners at SEM. Here on the welcome page, you'll find our glitterboard quote that every day another student in the class picks a quote to share. And that's something that we are really excited to share some beautiful words. So I put that picture here on our class webpage. And you can also find information on how to follow our class and myself and our school on Twitter. Some of the features of my class webpage include an About Mrs. Sokolowski section. And as a classroom teacher, I really believe in the importance of being a professional and always learning and sharing that and making it public with my students and their families and my school. So here in this section, you will find some of the places that I am online and some of the professional things that I've done. Two things that I've done this year is I had the opportunity to be on Larry Perlazzo's BAM radio show. One was to talk about the gap between new ideas and implementation, and the other was to talk about how to encourage students to make mistakes with the growth mindset. So I was really proud to represent classroom teacher voices there. I also have a few other things included in this section. One is a video that I made for my students to welcome them to school, to tell them about myself. And then over here I have a poem that I wrote about things I believe in education. So I posted that because it's sort of like my philosophy of education, and I wrote it as part of a blogging challenge that I was part of with the two writing teachers. Then I also have the Two Writing Teachers website, which I'm one of the co-authors. So I have students can click here to see what I've written. Many times I write about our classroom experiences. And then I have some presentations linked, places that I've talked about different aspects of teaching, writing. So I've shared my presentations here. So my class webpage is also a way for me to organize my professional materials as well. The next item is really what the students go to often, important class sites. So this part is where if I have something that I want students to be part of for the day, I put it right up top. I recently tried out a Pear Deck presentation with them for a book that we're reading in class. So I made that really bold so they could click right on the link and then they can enter in the join code. Then I also had the PARP Padlet that our school was working on, where students could share about their reading lives. So students could easily click on it and access it and add to it. And then I also have in bold the login for our Kid Blog website, our class blogs. So here students can easily click on it and get right to their blog. And that's just an easy way for us to navigate there. Underneath that, I've created a symboloo of a lot of great resources and places for students to go. So this is always here for them to click on and explore some new sites and find some familiar favorites. So beyond that page, then I have our class Padlets. So this is a history of the different Padlets that we've shared. This one was one that we talked about after we read an article about frogs, and the students still had some questions. So we created a Padlet of questions. Then we had a Padlet about an assembly that we were part of. We gave blogging advice, a book that we read, and shared some shared reading. So the Padlets are just a kind of a record so students can go back and see what we did together. And then the social issues book clubs. Last year, I created these Padlets around different social issues to make a digital reading workshop for students for our reading workshop unit on social issues. So students would have access to print resources, and then other days in the workshop they could access the digital resources, and they would study an issue with their group. So for example, the bullying bystanders and upstanders Padlet, these were all different digital resources that students could read and respond to as they explored this issue. So these Padlets over here, and I used it within Reading Workshop to create a digital reading workshop for this unit. Then over here, my students are going to be taking part in March in a Slice of Life Classroom Challenge. This is hosted through the Two Writing Teachers. So this is a place that I use to organize our blog posts. Right now, as I create this, it's not March yet, so this is just my letter informing parents about the challenge. But in March, when you come back here, you will see the students' blog posts posted here. And then over here, there'll be their digital badges. For participating, students will have a chance to earn badges. So this is their blank badge sheet, but as they earn different badges, they'll be added here, and then they can see digitally what they have earned so far. And earning different badges will get them, different rewards. If you go here, this was some more parent information that I had posted earlier in the year. And then third grade learners, I break down to each subject area. One of my favorite parts of the class hub, the class website, is the digital reading walls. So if you go over to class readers, so it's third grade learners, third grade readers, class reading walls. Students each have a digital reading wall where they can add pictures of books that they're reading. And pictures of themselves, kind of like shelfies. So here's one of my students and many of the books that he's read so far this year. I also have a digital reading wall to show books that I'm reading, so students can see that I have an active reading life too. And then I also have a class read alouds page to show all the books that we've read together as a class, although I need to update it because we have read more since then, but this is where we keep record of our class read alouds as well. And then one thing I've been trying this year is flipping instruction a bit. So for under third grade writers, you would see some videos that I created. So students were often still stuck for ideas, so I created a screencast to show different ways they could find ideas if they were stuck. And if students were still stuck, I could have them go back and watch this video instead of having another conference with them, since we've done that several times. And then one of the activities I did with my students included reading the book in November. And some students struggle with the reading level of that book, so I recorded myself reading it so they could follow along and search for the craft moves while taking away the struggle of decoding. So it's definitely a great option to have to be able to post flipped videos, and it's something I want to work to do more. Another cool thing that I can share through my class webpage is student work. So we have a fantastic librarian at our school, and she has created some cool videos with the class. So they researched dinosaurs, and then in front of the green screen they performed reading their facts and then the different dinosaurs behind them. So this gives me a common place to keep all of that so students can easily access it with their families. They also created an animal presentation as a class, so I'm able to keep that here. And then they made country presentations in Google Slides, so I was able to link them all here so students can easily access all the great research that they've done through our class webpage. And then I can archive some things that we've done, such as, memories from previous years, so I can go back and still have, some of the work that my students did in previous years. That's another great thing to have about a class webpage. And the last thing is I'm hosting a blogging club in my school. So students who are not my students typically, but are going to be coming to my blogging club, they can access the blog easily through the class webpage through this link. So it's really an awesome resource for elementary students who can't really type in long URLs and just need really a common place to easily navigate to and to find everything there. It's a great resource for families, and it really can take them so many different places. So I hope that you enjoyed visiting our class webpage.